In this video, I'm going to show you how you can sign out ebooks for free from your public library and how you can get them onto your mobile device so you can read them on the go. Your mobile device could be a smartphone, a tablet, or an e-reader. You can also read them on your computer. So most public libraries in Canada and the United States at least have a section where you can go and find ebooks and or audiobooks. This, for instance, is San Francisco's public library, and they use Overdrive, and most of the sites use Overdrive, and then there are some other services in here. So I'm going to show you Overdrive because this is one that's pretty common through all libraries. So what you do is you go in here, and then you do a search for your books, and they have sections in here such as recent editions, most popular, recently returned, and so on. Now they're all different depending on the library that you're on. Over here you can do a search, so you can search by title, author, or ISBN in this case, and then you can do a search here. Let's just put in the word star, and it will bring up anything with that word in it. Okay, and here we have some results. Now of course you have to have a library card for the library that you are looking to borrow from, or if it's a region, you have to be a member of that region. Whatever your library card allows you to sign out, then you can sign out your ebooks the same way. Okay, so this is another public library. You'll see here we have downloadable books, we have audiobook fiction, audiobook nonfiction, ebook fiction, ebook nonfiction, collections, and so on. So depending on your library, again, it's going to be outlined different. Let's go to ebooks fiction, and then you'll see that it looks kind of the same, like we're still going to be using our Overdrive account in this case. So what you would do is find a book you like. Same way, in this particular library you have different ways you can find books: historical, juvenile, mystery, romance, science fiction, etc., or all fiction. And then you have the search again up here, and you have title, author, or ISBN. Okay, so then you go through and find a book that you want. Now when you get into a section here, in this case we can sort by title, author, release date, most popular, or date added to site. Let's click on most popular here. Now, a lot of bookstores have different formats. You either have EPUB or Adobe PDF book. And all of these are handled with a digital rights manager put out by Adobe. So one thing you're going to have to do is download the digital software. You're going to have to download Adobe Digital Edition for ebooks. So if we click on that, and then you go to Adobe Digital Edition, you're going to need to install this on your computer. This software keeps track of your books that are out and when they're due back. So it's keeping the copyright in place, so you can't just take the book. You go to download now. Then you're going to download the proper version. You got either Windows or Macintosh. So download these to your personal computer, whichever one you need, and install it. When you go through it, it's going to ask you to register an account with Adobe, and that's free to do, so you're going to need to set one up. Now once you have that software installed, you'll be able to check out a book. So let's go and check one out now. Just go through the process. Now you'll see here available copies and library copies. So of course you're going to need to find a book that has copies available. You can also put it in your wish list, and then you can come and download it later. Okay, so let's say I want to check out this one. It's an Adobe EPUB book. So I'll go to Add to Cart. And then in here it gives you some more information about it. And you can proceed to check out, or you can go and do some more. Let's just proceed to check out. Now at this point you need to sign in with your library card number and your PIN number. Now once you get here, you can change the Lending period, 7 days, 14 days, or 21 days. So you can modify that here. And then down here it gives you some information. Depending on your library, you're allowed so many at a time. Here's how many you've got checked out and how many remaining. So let's confirm the checkout. And then you get to this page. You can, now it's telling us we can click here to download the EPUB ebook title software. All we got to do now is download this. And then you'll see over here checked out on an expiry date. Now all we have to do is open that file since we've already installed the EPUB software, so we can just open. And it'll bring up the Adobe software for us. Okay, here it is. It popped it right into the reader. So I could go in here and start reading it right on my computer. When we click back on library, it'll show us all of the books that we have out here. Now this is the getting started that is included when you install the software. Okay, so here's our book right here. So we can take this now and we can move it to other bookshelves in here if you want. But now I'm going to show you how you can upload it to one of your reading devices. I'm going to upload it to an Android telephone. And to do that, you can install a software called Aldiko, A-L-D-I-K-O. You can also use the software that Overdrive suggests, and it's an Overdrive reader. You can install that on your devices, iPhones, iPads, Android devices. Okay, so what we need to do now is plug in our device, in the case of an Android phone, and then we turn on the USB storage on our phone or tablet or whatever we're using on Android. Now, of course, you can't do it on iPhone or iPad. Now you see our device has appeared. We click on it, we can see all of the stuff that's on there. Let's go back. Let's right click here to get it over. Copy to device. And then Aldiko. And now it's going to take it across to the phone. Okay, now when I have a look in my phone, you can see that the book is there on the left. So that's how you can get it into your phone and read it, or your tablet or whatever you're using. That's how you do it with Android. And this is just my preference. And that's because I like to use the Aldiko reader. Now you can go ahead and use, as it says here, you can download the software and you can use the Overdrive software for your particular device, whether it be Android or an iPad or iPhone. You're going to have to use this. You can't, of course, hook your phone up to the computer and move media across. Okay, so if we go to the Overdrive media console here, and then you'll see down here Android, BlackBerry, iPhone, or Windows Phone 7. Okay, and then you can get your software from here. So then we just go and get it from the App Store and download it. Same with Android. You go and get it from Google Play. So you can use this one as well. It's just I prefer the Aldiko browser on Android. However, this one does have some advantages. It's more firmly integrated with Overdrive. So this is the Overdrive reader, and this is your bookshelf. And what you need to do first is browse for a library and find your local library. Once you do that, you select it and you can browse in here. I'm going to go to my Overdrive account. And here are my Overdrive account. If I click on my Overdrive checkouts, here are the books I have out. So I can just download. And then it downloads it to my device. And then here we have the options. Let's go to the bookshelf. And there it is in my bookshelf. And here we are reading it. We have reading options down here we can look at. Change all these different things in the reader. And then we can return it here or look at the details. And here are the details of the book. So that's how you would use the Overdrive app on iPhone, iPad, or on your Android device. Very simple and very integrated. Now, when you're done with your book, you need to return it. You just go back into your Adobe software here, our digital edition. You right click and you can return the borrowed item. So if you click on that, and it gives you a warning just telling you that if you borrowed multiple items at the same time, it's going to return them all. And you can have it turn off this message if you want. So be aware of that. If you checked out 3 books and you've only read 1, this is going to return them all. Okay, so you can do it that way. You can also do it from within the application if you use the Overdrive application. Okay, so that's how you can borrow digital edition books from your local library using Adobe Digital Edition and Overdrive.